visions or policy statement given in it, and to implement what are the guidelines given in the policy, and accordingly we have seen that integration of all three domains, integration of vocational education with academic education, and community engagement service, and experiential learning and learning experiences. These are the keywords when it comes to our implementation part of it. For experiential learning, we have seen what various instruments University Grants Commission, AICTE, and Ministry of Education has provided, particularly in terms of fostering social responsibilities, internship, apprenticeship embedded degree programs, various skilling courses, focus areas for skilling, emerging areas, and finally bringing experiences to the classroom through professors of practice. So those frameworks we have seen. We have seen the guidelines and how can we implement at our end. Now, one thing now we have understood that NEP in a one way is our journey from local to global through national. And second thing, completely we are reoriented our education system from present year based etc to level based for every layer competencies, and for that level based competency based qualifications. Now to enable it, to make it common throughout the country and in alignment with global standard, there are certain frameworks given nationally, and every one of us are bound by those frameworks. So let us try to understand those important frameworks. First, we will understand what is National Credit Framework and what is National Higher Qualification Framework. Friends, we know that we are moving towards credit from marks like system. So as usual, our first thing will be, let us spell out what is the expected learning outcome through this NCRF understanding. After this session, all learned participants will not only be able to understand, but will also be able to implement credit structure for any undergraduate or postgraduate program. With this great, you can say, expectation, let us understand what is this NCRF is all about. You will find this document has come out when Ministry of Education, University Grants Commission, AICT, NCRT, all our regularity and statutory bodies, they have come on one platform and they have come out with this document known as NCRF in April 2023. What does it mean? It simply means it is applicable whether we are UGC regulated, whether we are AICT regulated, or whether we are NCRT regulated. Whatever, whomsoever will be our regularity authority, this is applicable to every one of us. So please understand it. Now, since it talks about credit framework, we are for last 3 years awarding credit to student. Students are also earning credit. But my humble request is, please understand what credit really means and how credits will get validated tomorrow. Presently, at institute level, credits are also getting uploaded on National Academic Bank of Credit. So, credit earned by student in one institute are considered equivalent to any other institute, and the student can use those credit to get degrees or other qualifications from any institute nationally. So that equivalency, tomorrow it may get validated through some audit or some system. So let us be clear, when we award credit or when student earn credit, what five things are must then only our credit gets valid. It's not like marks. How credits are different from marks, we have to please understand. First thing is, credit is unit of measure of work, coursework. That is okay. First, it is in proportion to the learning hours devoted by the student for that course. So first relation of credit is with learning hours. Learning hours are different than contact hours. So there are now distinct two academic workload. One teacher's academic workload and second learner's academic workload. And credit is related to learner's academic workload, not teacher's contact hours or engagement hours. Contact hours, engagement hours are part of the total learning hours. First thing. Second thing, this credit framework is based on basic principle that credits are functions of demonstrating the achievement of desired learning outcome for program, course, training. What does it mean? Let it be program, let it be course, let it be training, let it be field work, let it be internship, let it be laboratory, let it be community work, wherever credits are given, those are related with demonstration by the learner of attainment of outcomes. So for us, what does it mean? Anything. Let it be my class, let it be my practical, let it be my field work, let it I am taking for industrial tour, project. First and foremost thing is very explicitly write what are expected learning outcome and mentioning expected learning outcome, validating that we had taken out of expected learning outcome and it was conveyed to the learner well in time. So that document will be must. Now, those assessment attainment is to be done by successful assessment. So third test of credit is assessment and successful assessment. So no assessment, no credit. If I am giving some credit to students' cultural participation, sports, or fieldwork, NSS, so wherever I am giving credit, I should have a record of assessment of outcomes. If there is no assessment of outcome for sports, culture, NSS, you can say internship, field visit, in that case, credits may become invalid if there is no record of assessment. Now that assessment, who will do? Assessment must be done only by competent authority. So presently competent authority may be teacher, maybe suppose some there is industry mentor for internship, but it has to be very clearly specified who is competent to assess. Tomorrow, if student comes with some certificate of done internship from some shop, and if you award credit on that certificate, there is danger that that credits may be called as invalid if there is no record of assessment. So I repeat, unless these five things are done, credits will not get validated, such as assessment by competent authority, clear cut mention of expected learning outcome, learning process for notional learning hours. So if it is one credit, we have to show that student has undergone 30 notional hours of learning. So notional learning hours, expected learning outcome, assessment by competent authority, and students demonstrating attainment of expected outcome. Unless these things are there, neither student can earn credit nor educators can give credit. So please understand when credit will become valid. So that is the first principle of this credit framework. Now, second, from where credit can be earned? Wherever learning happens, credits are earned, such as academic education, vocational education, training, skill program, experiential learning, tutorial, lab work, project, incubation lab, even yearly, half yearly, class test, quiz, all that time is also considered as learning hours, formative assessment. So you can include it as learning hours part of it. Curricular structure activities, debate, celebration of festival, sports, games, life skills, community work, field visit, then projects, internship, apprenticeship, wherever learning happens, those hours are counted as learning hours. But for every activity, there has to be assessment, there has to be expected outcome, and there has to be demonstration of attainment of those outcome. When everything is done, credits can be awarded or student can earn. Now, how notional hours and credits are linked with each other. See, earlier we used to say one academic year means 2 semesters. We used to say one academic year is 180 teaching days. So same thing will continue. But additionally, now as per National Credit Framework, one academic year must necessarily have minimum 1200 learning hours. So our academic calendar, either from university or from college level or department level calendar, must show that one semester is having minimum 600 learning hours. It's not about instructional hours, it's not about contact hour, it is about students learning hours. So unless we validate 1600 learning hours in a semester, our academic calendar will not be as per NCRF or NEP. Now, those 1200 learning hours of 1 year are equivalent to 40 credits as per global and international standard. So, one semester, 600 learning hours will be equivalent to 20 credits. Now, you will understand as per GRR or as per university why every semester is of 20 to 22 credits. 20 to 20 credits means 600 learning hours. And from where it has come? It has come through NCRF, and NCRF has taken it as per international or global standard. Now, one semester will consist of 15 to 18 learning weeks. So, 1 week will be of minimum 35 to 40 learning hours. So, my weekly timetable must show learning hours of minimum 35 to 40 hours. Now you will correlate it with GR. GR says weekly hours should be 35. From where that figure has come? That figure has come considering 15 to 18 learning weeks per semester and 600 learning hours per semester. So this is how notional hours and credits are interrelated. So friends, one instructional hour per week for theory or tutorial course will be 1 credit. So if I have 3 hours weekly for tutorial or theory, then I will call it as a 3 credit course. But how many should be the learning hours? If there are 15 weeks per semester and per week, if I have got 3 learning hours, contact hours, then 15 multiplied by 3, there will be 45 instructional hours or contact hours per semester. But 3 credits will need 90 learning hours, 30 into 3. Out of that, 45 are through contact hours. So remaining 45 are through self-learning hours, such as term work, such as experiential learning, such as examination hours. But 3 credit course necessarily be shown 90 notional learning hours. Out of 90, 45 per semester or 3 per week will be shown as contact hours and remaining will come as self-learning. In nutshell, if the university provides 3 contact hours or instructional hours per week for any course, then for theory and tutorial, that course becomes 3 credit course. But for practicals, 2 laboratory hours per week or for 15 weeks, that is 30 notional experience learning per semester, again will entail 1 credit. So for practical, 2 hours per week means 1 credit. For theory, 1 hour per week means 1 credit. But along with that 1 hour instruction, there will be 1 hour of self-learning. So it makes 30 notional hours per semester as again 1 credit for theory subject as well as for practical. So for 15 weeks or 66, one semester, 600 notional hours, credits per semester has to be minimum 20 to 22. And for 1 year, that is 1200 notional learning hour, credit will be of 40 to 44. Obviously, for 3 years program, it will become 120 to 132. And for 4 years program, it will become 160 to 176. That is how our scheme of 4 years talks about 160 to 176, and each year talks about 40 to 42, 44, but ensure that it amounts to 1600 learning hours per year or 600 learning hours per semester. So this is what is the in nutshell about hours, credits and semester or year. Now this table I have taken it from accreditation reforms. Every teacher should be ready with this table. You will find it talks about teaching learning scheme, and it has got instructional hours, lab hours, term work and self learning hours, total hours and then credit. If I come from last column, if the course is of 4 credit, you will find 4 into 30. So total notional learning hours per semester has to be 120. Suppose I have got certain course of 4 credit. So I will have 4 hours per week. 4 hours into 15. So 60 hours will be instructional hours and self-learning hours will be equal 60 to make total hours 120. Then only it will become 4 credit course. Presently, we have got data of contact hour or instructional hours because university says us that have 3 hours per week. Our calendar shows 3 hours per week. Our record shows attendance record that I have conducted 3 hours per week of any theory. But those 3 hours will make only 45 contact hours, instructional hours. We need to keep the data of remaining 45 hours through students' portfolio record. Every student should be asked to maintain his or her own record of time spent for assignments, time spent for term work. Sometimes we ask students to watch certain videos, we supply them certain videos. So time spent for flipped learning, learning at home, time spent for assignments, quiz, test, examination. So those time hours record should also be kept by the student, and that should be submitted at the end of term so that when any audit comes and when we claim it is our 4 credit course, we should be able to support it with the record of 120 learning hours in a semester. If we are able to produce record of only 60 learning hours, they may say that 60 hours means 2 credit course only. So this table has given in NBA reforms of, you can say, that document. Every teacher will be required to keep such record and produce at the time of audit by accreditation team or any other team which will validate our credit, which have been put in academic bank of credit. Tomorrow, validation of credit or equivalency of credit, that exercise may happen in future. That time the accountability, please keep in mind. So please start keeping the record of credit number multiplied by 30, so many learning hours record to validate whatever credits we are allotted. I repeat, credit means learning hours, credit means clear cut expected learning outcome, credit means assessment. With no assessment, no credit. Assessment by competent authority and validation of attainment of those outcome by the student. This record will validate the credits awarded by us. Remember, for theory practical, we have lot many record. But imagine for field project, for cultural program, for sports, what assessment? So it may be rubric based, it may be criteria based, but assessment record will be mandatory. Learning hours record will be mandatory. So please keep it in mind and ensure that we comply with NCRF and thereby NEP. So this is what is about NCRF. So may I give a small assignment, because expected learning outcome and assessment to ensure attainment of outcomes. That is what NEP is. So my dear learned participants, please prepare teaching learning plan of any one semester of your own program as per this. Prepare this table. Take your own program, any one semester. See how, and begin from last column. See how many credits are there, number of credits, 4 credit, 3 credit, 2 credit. Then last but one multiplied by 30 and so many hours. And ensure that you are able to really show it and give record about how many were class instructional and how many were SL, self learning. Now, it is very clearly given what comes under SL. Even exams, quiz, everything comes, but total should match with credit multiplied by 30. So this is what means our preparing teaching plan as per NCRF. I repeat, credit will need learning hours, it will need expected learning outcome, it will need competent authority of assessment, it will need assessment, it will need demonstration of attainment of outcome by the student. This is what will make you compliant with NCRF and NEP. Now let us come to qualification framework. As I told you that we are moving towards level-based, competency-based qualification system. So expected learning outcome after understanding NHEQF, that is National Higher Education Qualification Framework, will be all learned participants will be able to understand as well as implement level-based, competency-based structure in our higher education. This is what is finally, you can say, implementation of NEP in true spirit, learning outcome-based education system. So this is the foundation of that. You will find Ministry of Education, UGC, AICT, all of them have come together and come out with this qualification framework. 1 minute I will tell you that higher education qualification framework is not only framework at national framework. Even before NEP, there was National Vocational Framework, there was National Vocational Education Qualification Framework, NVEQF, there was National Skills Qualification Framework, NSQF, and now NHEQF has come up. Now, this all NSQF, NEEQF, they came out because of International Labour Organization and various international institutions. They have made some standardization of skills and qualifications so that in labor market with that framework they were able to identify the competencies of that individual to employ in the international market. So NVF or NVQF or NSQF, they were already part of globalization and international, you can say, commitments. Now it is extended to NHQF. Now this also helps for integrating and increasing access to the higher education system. So certain level of NSQF is equivalent to NHQF. So a student with NSQF level can come to university education system. A student of higher education system can go to skill education system. So everything is made possible by converting higher education system into a level based classification, and for each level clearly specified competencies requirement. This document again is as per international, you can say, standard. India has aligned itself with European Union parameters known as Dublin parameters, process known as Bologna process. It is our national framework, but aligned with European Union Bologna process and Dublin parameters. I repeat, NEP is in a way journey from local to global. So alignment with global international standards, that mandate is met through NHEQF by align our parameters with European Union parameters. Obviously, the objectives are for each level, the academic standards and learning outcomes are very clearly defined. If I mention level 4, I mention level 4, 5. What do we mean by level 4.5? What should be the academic standard of that level? What are the expected outcome of that level? Those are very clearly specified through this document. It enables horizontal and vertical mobility. That is the important recommendation of NEP, horizontal vertical move. It promotes international comparability. We are getting aligned with global standards. Now, whole education system from school education to PhD is now classified into level 1 to 8. Level 2 4 is school education. Level 4 means 12th standard. And with the higher education, university level education, we are in the range of 4.5 to 8. 4.5 means what we call it as first year, first and second semester. And level 8 means PhD. For each level, let it be level 4.5 or 5 or 5.5 or 6. Each level is given with clearly defined attributes and learning descriptor. What are the attributes of a student who has completed level 4.5? Very clearly given. What are the learning descriptors of that level? It also helps for recognition of prior learning. As I told you, in access, now from different modes, student can come to your level. A student who has attained level 4 through various means can come to level 4.5. That is our first year system. So some prior recognition for that level 4.5 will be there. So these attributes and descriptors of level 4 will clearly tell what are the requirement to enter 4.5. And it also provides structure for multiple entry, multiple exit. Now you can correlate it everything with first pillar of access and equity, second pillar of equity. So through NHEQF, that is also met with. So as I told you, each level will represent different level of skill, complexity, knowledge, responsibility. and requirement to demonstrate the competency commensurating with that level. Level competencies, demonstration of competencies, and then qualification. This type of system, we are going towards it. Obviously, level 4.5 will have lowest competency, while level 8 PhD will have maximum competency. Now, just see class 12 appropriate curriculum. Curriculum will appropriate with the level. So level 4.5 curriculum will be different than 5. Level 5.5 will be different than 5. Level 6 will be different than level 5.5. Because descriptors and expected outcomes will go on higher and higher as we climb up level from 4.5 onwards. So, when in summary, if I combine credit framework with this, what we have discussed, you will find that what we used to call as first year will be level 4.5. It will consist of semester 1 and 2, and learning hours will be 1200 minimum, and credits student will earn 40. So for level 4.5, after studying 1200 learning hours, earning 40, if the student exit, the qualification will be certificate. Second year, level 5, credits will be 80, 40 of first year, 40 of second. Learning hours will be 1200 plus 1200, and diploma. Like that, the year, level, learning hours, credit, and qualification will change. So this is how the levels, qualifications, and credits are related in NHEQF. Now, as I told you, for each level, there will be descriptor. So let us understand very keenly. My request is to please understand level and descriptor, because that is the basis for designing curriculum year wise. When we say I am designing first year curriculum, when I say I am imparting syllabus of first year, you have to keep those descriptor in mind, and according to that only syllabus, its delivery, its assessment has to be done. Everything has to be done now. Level based expectancy this. So now let us understand the attributes or learning outcomes which are clearly mentioned against each level. So those are the attributes and outcomes expected out of each level. Now they are based on 5 parameters. Dublin parameters are also 5. Indian descriptors are also 5. What are those descriptors? They are nothing but statement of learning outcome in 5 areas. Those 5 areas will be in either cognitive, psychomotor, or affinitive. That is why initially we have to understand what are the domains of education. These 5 statements, you will find they will either relate with knowledge domain, or 21st century skill domain, or attitude or behavioral domain. So first will be about theoretical knowledge, then it will be about skills, then it will be about employment readiness, aptitude and mindset. Fourth will be about general learning outcome, and fifth will be affinity, that is affective domain, level of responsibility. In theoretical knowledge statement, what will be there? What learner should know and understand with reference to subject or field. It will be described in terms of depth, breadth, kind of knowledge, and complexity. So for level 4.5, it will not be deep, it will not be broad. When you take it to level 5, that is second year, you will take into deeper and deeper. So this is how it will go on changing with level. Depth will be general or specialized. Breadth will be from single topic to multidisciplinary area. Kind will be from concrete to abstract, and complexity will be combination of all these. Now about skill domain, psychomotor domain. What does it will tell? It will tell about what a learner should be able to do. It will be expressed in terms of cognitive creative skill, communication skills, interpersonal skills, and mainly basic skills involving dexterity and use of method, material, tool, instrument, used for performing the job, including IT skills for a given level of study and work. We are preparing student for future work. So what level of skill is expected in that job or that work level, that will be clearly defined. We will see how it is defined now. Then for level of responsibility, to what extent person needs supervision or can supervise others, that has to be very clearly specified. Now let us see how it is clearly defined. NHEQF has already given it. It is as per international standard and mapping. What we have to do as university, college, or we individual, whether we are in board of studies framing curriculum or syllabus, or when we are discharging syllabus, or whether we are assessing the student as a assessor or examiner, we must understand if it is about theory subject or it is about knowledge domain, cognitive domain. Remember, cognitive domain has got two components. We have discussed it initially: descriptive knowledge and procedural knowledge. So, if it is of level 4.5, that is first year, that is, I am framing syllabus of theory subject for first year, first semester and second semester. What does the statement say? And we have to follow, irrespective of, we don't have any autonomy to change this. What does it say? It must have two components: descriptive component and procedural component. And if it is level 4.5, what we call it as first year, what should be it contain? Depth or breadth about knowledge of fact, concept, principle, theory, and processes in broad multidisciplinary learning context within the chosen field of learning. See, after 12th, before that, there will not be specialization as arts, science, commerce. After 12, depending upon the interest, passion, and capability tested through some agency, student will choose science, arts, commerce, engineering as a chosen field of learning. And in that chosen field of learning, there will be two, three multidisciplinary learning areas, two, three different subjects. And knowledge of fact, concept, principle, theory, and processes, don't take them into deep. Don't go very wide. Show them the canvas of various disciplines of their chosen field of learning. This is how first year syllabus is to be prepared, taught, and assessed. Now, one student comes to second year, that is level 5, which is diploma level. Now, student has taken two, three disciplines of broad learning area. Now, his interest he has chosen. Now, the student will select one of the areas as major. Then you take deeper knowledge and understanding of one of the learning areas of the chosen field of learning. So there major and minor will start, and then you have to take it into deep. So this is what is in third semester and fourth semester, that is level 5. When student comes to third year, that is degree level, along with comprehensive factual theoretical knowledge of 4.5 plus deeper knowledge of level 5. Now students should be provided with current emerging areas, development in the chosen field. Then current and emerging issues should be taught. And if the student goes to level 6, that is fourth year, then advanced and research knowledge of that area is to be given. So when curriculum is framed, syllabus is framed, when it is taught and when it is assessed for knowledge domain, that is descriptive knowledge and procedural knowledge, what we generally call as theoretical subject, this is how it should be practiced and it should be shown, validated through our record. Now, if we go to skill domain, we have to prepare student for 21st century skills. So it is about application of knowledge and skill. If student is of first year, that is level 4.5, semester 1 and 2, what is expected is that student is given The operational knowledge, theoretical knowledge, cognitive knowledge, and practical skill. For what? To select and use basic methods, tools, material information to generate solution to the specific problems related to the chosen field. So what is expected? That if you see the psychomotor domain, get set go. So third level, that tell the student specific problem, aim of experiment. Show them various instruments, how to handle it. Give them procedure. Demonstrate them how to do, perform. Get practice of repeated practice or doing same thing confidently. And they should be able to find to the solution whatever aim of that experiment is given. So complete hand holding and making it perfect in practicing specific instrument, specific method, specific tools, and basic press process to find out solution to a specific problem. This should be the scope for first year experiential learning. But when student comes to second year, along the ये तो फर्स्ट ईयर में हो ही गया उसको. Now we have to provide a skill to gather quantitative and qualitative data. Now students should be able to go beyond simply using the instrument for specific aim of experiment, but using those methods, etc., students should be able to generate qualitative as well as quantitative data for various problems of that field. When the students come to third year, पहले 2 साल का तो उसको क्वांटिटेटिव क्वालिटी डाटा तक आया ही गया है. बट नाउ स्टूडेंट शुड बी एबल टू असेस appropriateness of different approaches of solving problem. So you don't have to give any aim of experiment. You have to give to a problem. And students should be able to find out what are various tools, instruments which are to be used to solve this problem. Students should be able to tell what are various processes which I can use. Students should be able to get what is appropriate data which I require. And amongst all that, students should be able to select the best or appropriate method, process, instrument, data analysis to give the solution of the related field, but not the specific problem only. So therefore, in a batch, you may give various problems to the individual student, and individual student or a group of students should be able to solve various problems with various tools, and they should be able to tell which one is most suitable. That type of training doing this is expected in providing 21st century skill. And if the student is of level 6, that is fourth year, students should be able to use advanced knowledge, research aptitude, new solutions for problems, not from existing solution, but new solutions that is expected from level 6, that is fourth year. So our curriculum, our syllabi, our teaching, our getting practice from student, our outcomes and students attainment should differ for each year, and this is what will be tested when our audit will be done tomorrow. If our record shows that we are taking practical of third year student, but approach is as per the attribute of level 4.5. So even though we will say these are the practicals of third year, that audit team may say, but its attributes and outcomes are of only level 4.5. So we don't certify your student for level 5.5, but we certify by 4.5. Then what will happen? So this is what we have to keep. So all skills are I have mentioned. Now let us go to affective domain. Here also, if you see for first year, it is expected that students are able to embrace the values and put forth convincing argument. This is what is expected in level 4.5, and that we have to validate. If student comes to second year, that is level 5, it will be different now. The student should be able to do what has been done in first year, but now they should be able to take position also their value system, formulate the argument, and as well as they should show values and ethics about environmental and sustainability development issues also, and multiple perspective. If they are of level 5.5 degree, you will find they should be able to create new value system as per requirement and follow all ethical practices of research development professional. That type of training we had given to the student, that should be reflected in our record. Then it will be said that we have provided level based competency for affective domain also about outcome, not output. So, what is the focus in OBE? It is about competency. So, it concentrates on outcomes or goals instead of any process, marks, scores, or input. And that goals or competency should be in three areas: competencies in skills, competencies in knowledge, and competencies behavior and attitude. That is what the student should demonstrate. This is what is the approach. Now, when we say it is all about performance, it means there what is more important is performer. In our case, performance is learner, student. So along with teacher, now it is learner. That is why we say that we are moving towards learner centric, because it is all about performer and performance of performer. There has to be something demonstrable, accessible, that is performable. And what is that demonstrator accessible? In terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, and in terms of behavior. So focus is on performance, not on the activity or task. So input and processes, that is not the focus. Focus is about outcome, performance, competencies, first thing. For that, first thing we have to mention about what are program educational objectives. What are those objectives? Those are something which we state that my student, when they are in working, when they are in profession, they will show these attributes. We have to mention 2 3 attributes which we give guarantee that our student will show when they will be in their profession, in their working. So we have to guarantee for
ताई
certain
आज
attributes,
संध्याकाळी यायला
certain
जमेल का? कारण
outcomes
की ते ना खूप
of
डिक्लाइन
our
करतायत
alumni when they are working.
पैसे.
So when any accreditation team will come, they
म्हणजे
will
काल
survey
17,1 दाखवत
our
होतं, आता
alumni.
16,88
They will
दाखवतोय.
ask, what are that you say that your
या.
alumni will definitely show these attributes? So they will check whether those students are showing it or not. And then they will say, okay, your program educational objectives for your alumni to show the competencies are validated. So competencies to be shown by the alumni of the institution of or our student, we have to mention in 2 3 statements. Then comes about program outcomes. What are program outcomes? The attributes which students are expected to demonstrate at the time of graduation. POs were after graduating. POs are at the time of graduation. NBA, NAC, UGC, AICT has already given 12 13 POs. They are as par with international standards or global standards only. So alignment with global international, that is made through POs. Now, if you keenly check those 12 13 POs, you will find they are nothing but competencies expected in 3 domains: knowledge domain, maybe descriptive or procedural; skill domain, psychomotor domain; and in the domain of affective domain, that is attitude, behavior, and value. These 3 domains, each domain having 3 4 competencies, together makes those 12 13 POs. So they are those statements which describe what learner of the program are expected to know or able to perform at the time of graduation. Now, from where we will get POs? UGC, AICT, NBA, NAC, they have already given We have to only adopt and suit it as per our program. Then for our specific program, at the time of graduation, two, three statements we make. That is just like PO, they are PSOs. Depending upon our PSOs, then we say that, okay, these are the 30, 40 courses student will undergo in 4 years. That we divide it in level wise. Some courses at 4.50, we know they will be divided as per their attributes. Fundamental courses, basic courses at level 4.5, deeper starts from level 5, emerging level 5.5, advanced research based knowledge at level 6. So, like that, all courses which will ensure to attend POs will be there. What we call it as subject which we teach. So, that will be given, and for each course, there will be specific outcomes clearly mentioned. Generally, they are based on the number of units. So 5, 6 units are there. So 5, 6 outcomes are there. Generally, one unit outcome or module outcome will ultimately give result to one course outcome. But friends, one unit consists of 3, 4 bits also. 3 bits, 4 bits, independent but related, they make one unit or module. So we as a teacher, we have to mention intended learning outcome of each bit. Suppose I need 2, 3 hours for one bit of a course, then what will be outcome of that bit of that unit? It is known as intended learning outcome. We as a teacher must write intended learning outcome for each bit of the each module or unit of my 5, 6 unit course. All ILOs together will get converged into 5, 6 statement, one for each modular unit. So they will get converted into module outcome or unit outcome, and module outcomes will make a course outcome. This is now university may give you course outcome, but bit outcome, intended learning outcome, every teacher should prepare. And for that intended learning outcome of each bit, what is the best teaching strategy? What is the best pedagogy? What is the best tool I can use? What is the best method I can use? That every teacher will have to decide, and it should map with that intended learning outcome. And once we have expressed what is intended learning outcome, we should assess student for that attainment of ILO. So depending upon what is the intended learning outcome, what type of assessment technique tools is useful, whether quiz is useful, whether some IT tool is useful, whether some small test is useful, whether small mini project is useful, whether some assignment is useful, whether some visit report is useful, that every teacher will have to decide. And that assessment has to be either rubrics based, criteria based, or there has to be certain question based, quiz based. This is how is the implementation of outcome based education in alignment with NCRF, NHEQF, and NEP, you can say principle. So teaching and learning activities, that is set of pedagogical tools and techniques for teaching learning, and similarly assessment tools to check what are the attainment of learning outcome. Those become the important area for every teacher in implementing NEP, in implementing NHEQF, in nutshell, in going for outcome based education, which is the call of the day. All our accreditation audit ultimately will see whether we are going for outcome based education is not. So outcome based assessment is very important for every teacher. So please, my friend, have your own assessments, you can say system. First identify what we expect students from every bit, every unit, every course. what we expect student to know, understand, or do after completing a topic, unit, course, or a program. Then ask course teachers to provide evidence they so that they are, how do you ensure that you have certified that student are able to do it, and this is how each learning outcome is to be assessed. So for this evidence of student learning, set certain criteria, some rubrics, some questions as per the level, which will ensure that we are assessing the student for the expected competencies of that level only. And then we will be able to state that qualification descriptor or attribute expected of that level is met by the student. So this is what is expected in outcome based assessment, in outcome based education system. So assessment is now most important part, because learning student can done at various ways, but assessment has to be done only by competent authority, that is we the teacher. So our outcome based assessment and comprehensive concurrent evaluation, concurrent internal evaluation are important ingredient, and they will ensure attainment of each intended learning outcome of a bit, or module outcome or unit outcome of the unit of the course, and ultimately the course outcome. Finally, we will map it with program outcome, etc. But ultimately, it is individual teachers' course file, individual teachers' identification of ILO, the teaching method used for that to meet that ILO, assessment tools, technique used to ensure attainment of that ILO, that individual teachers working at individual bit of that course of module will ultimately make it. It is just like atom, molecule, and then matter. So similarly, OBEs start with every individual class, individual practical, individual field project, individual internship, mentorship. So every individual teachers role as a facilitator, role as ILO, role as using right pedagogy, role as assessment, and then ensuring attainment of ILO unit module outcome, course outcome is the fundamental thing for ultimately going for outcome based education, and that is future accreditation and audit, in my opinion. I repeat, level based competencies, attributes, descriptors, and then qualification, and outcome based education is the summary of implementation of NEP. So I express my sincere thanks to first Priti Madam for giving me opportunity to interact with learned learner, then to all learned participants, delegates, to listen me for such a long time of 3 hours. I tried to give complete landscape of NEP in short time. I know it is very limited thing, but at least some exposure will get. I am ready to answer to my capability. If any teacher wants to add, most welcome. Else, I request ma'am to give my contact details. I will be available anytime. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir, for your excellent session. All the topics were very nicely explained from scratch up to the advanced part as well. Friends, if you have any question, कुछ feedback होगा, किसी को कुछ पूछना होगा, kindly feel free to ask. Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
कोणाला काही विचारायचं असेल तर विचारू शकता. कसं वाटलं सेशन? काही इनपुट्स मिळाले? तुमच्याकडनं काही ॲड ऑन करायचं असेल तर तुम्ही करू शकता. Okay, then, if there are no questions, I extend my sincere thanks to respected Dr. Marathe sir. Once again, thank you so much, sir, on behalf of all the participants of this particular batch of orientation. Thank you so much, sir, once again.
Somebody is asking for course material. May I
Yes, yes,
request,
I'll
ma'am, to
share,
share?
sir. I will share. Yes,
Thank you, thank you,
definitely.
thank you, thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you so much.
May I leave?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much, sir. Good day, sir.
Yeah, good.
Thank you so much, everyone. Now you can leave the meeting. See you all tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Thank you, everyone. Those whose name are not there in the attendant list, I will update that list by tomorrow. So kindly attend the session. Don't worry about the attendance. Okay. I think 2-3 participants are there whose name is not in the attendance list. Just attend the session. Don't worry about the attendance. I will update that list. So thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you,
For
ma'am.
course material, you just go through that YouTube channel that I have already shared the link in our group. You just subscribe that and take your recordings from that particular YouTube channel. I will upload it by tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll share the YouTube channel link once again. Those who have newly joined the WhatsApp group, they may not be getting the older messages. I will share it by short time. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Nina ma'am, Akshay sir. See
Thank
you
you, ma'am.
tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. उद्या भेटूया मॅडम सर 2 वाजता. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, everyone. You can leave the meeting. Thank you.
Ma'am, can we get sir's
तर आपल्याला बोलवतील का?